I think we're all set, Grant, to begin this rambling dissertation on perception versus perspective. I never knew there was a difference until recently. And so here's the deal. We all have perception, right? Perception is the way we view things, the way we see it from our standpoint, right? Perspective is the entire landscape, okay? It's not just your point of view. It's not just my perspective, right? It is, I can see it from all different angles. So I get a three-dimensional look at a situation, right? Versus just being one-dimensional where I look here and I see it from my point of view, but I don't see it from that guy's point of view in the truck right there, or that guy up there in the red truck. I don't see it from his point of view either if I just have my own perception. But if I have perspective, I can see how he looks at this situation and they look at it, and it's like we're all looking at something that's kind of in the middle, right? But I can see it from his point of view, I can see it from her point of view, their point of view. Why is this important, right? It's hugely important because once you have perspective on a situation, you can think kind of like rationally. It helps in all different types of ways, obviously, right? But if we're talking, we'll say a business situation here, right? I can think about something from their point of view and say, well, this would be a good deal for that person if they got this value, this being whatever, X, Y, or Z, But would that same deal work for this person over here, or would it work for me? You know what I mean? Instead of just looking at it like, this is what I want to get out of something, right? But not thinking what they are going to want to get, what they're going to want to get out of it in order to take part in that deal, that opportunity, that situation, whatever it might be. And so it's kind of an eye-opener, man, to be able to have that knowledge. It's kind of empowering even, because once I see it like that, it's like, well, I can finagle, I can massage some things, take away here, but give it back there. You know what I mean? And, it gives you empathy for others, and, put yourself in someone else's shoes, right? Plain and simple. It's kind of the deal, right? And once you're able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see it from their point of view, you're much more likely to be able to relate to them and come to an understanding, Hold on one second. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. You too. We'll see you later. We'll go with the business thing. A lot of times I'd think, well, before I kind of had this enlightening moment of perception versus perspective, like this is what I need to get out of this deal, out of this situation, or whatever. Well, that's great, sure, right? But you're not trading cards with a 7-year-old. You know what I mean? Where you can just ramrod a kid into taking their best baseball card or the best Pokemon card or whatever it is. You got to make sure that there's value in it for them as well. And so having perception is whatever. We all have that. That 7-year-old has perception. But when you have perspective, that's when you can kind of like close some of those gaps, I think. And I should have prefaced this with, I'm still learning about perception versus perspective, but awareness, like everything, is everything, right? So once you have that awareness and you have that in your toolbox, well, then you can kind of, move forward and make gains a lot easier than if you just didn't even realize that was a thing, you know. And also, it goes for relationships too, you know, for sure. If you're in an argument with somebody, maybe it's a girlfriend or a wife or whatever, and you're trying to get your point across. Like, you're not hearing me. Like, I want you to understand what I'm trying to say. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You know, that sort of thing, you know? But they're also trying to hammer home their point of view. And so, you know, both people are talking and nobody's listening. And we're both feeling like we have to talk, though, because I don't think you understand my perception, right? I don't think that you have the proper perspective, right? And so if we can understand the perspective versus perception thing, we can just get there a lot quicker, right? And everybody can come out on top, you know? So yeah, think about that, man. Perception versus perspective. Just one more of the many things I'm beginning to learn about myself as I get old. And I continue to get older. And I'm thankful for it. So it's a good thing. So there you have it.